Hello, my name is Ventura. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing, or rather, like, this video is just sharing stuff that has been on my mind. So this is my thoughts and reflection segment. And there are a couple of things that have been on my mind, and I just want to express them on here. I will start with femicide happening in Kenya. I think for me, this has just been that thing that it's really a lot. It's so much. It is scary, frightening, disgusting, heartbreaking, saddening, sickening. It's really a bowl of just the most, I don't know, unspeakable things happening to women. And I think just that awareness or realization that literally navigating or just going about your activities, whether you're inside your house, whether you're outside at the workplace, whichever place you are, you're really not safe. It's a lot to stomach every single day of your life. And I think for me, even more scary is seeing the responses, especially men have, towards even an organized march to literally tell people to stop killing us. Apparently it's so triggering, and literally the utterances that are coming out of people are just so vile, and it's just that stark constant reminder that literally we are unsafe. As in, it just breaks my heart, to be honest. And I've been seeing people even just having conversations with men in their circles. People starting to come to the realization that, oh my goodness, there are certain beliefs that maybe some men I know in my life have, and those are harmful towards me as a woman, and I don't even know. I really don't know. And I think for me, I'm really just tired, like, of everything. If literally, first of all, let's start with those comments of, what about men also being killed? Then do something about it. As in, each and every time, there's no occasion men will be speaking up about anything. They only do so when it's women talking about things that are affecting us, things literally that are life-threatening to us. Then all of a sudden they remember. I see online, like, I know a few men who even advocate for, certain things for men, and literally men are never supporting that particular person or those particular people, always mocking in the comments. And so it's just really misplaced for this to always be coming up. And then also another thing is, so why should that burden also be on women? Like, can you be serious? Literally, as in it's actually like, it must be a joke for real. That is just that one thing I can't. And especially, clearly, these people who are bringing up these things, they've never even perhaps even shared a single tweet online or something to advocate for whatever it is they feel that is not being advocated for. And then it's like, okay, now all of a sudden let's redirect the focus back to men. It's really sickening, honestly. And then also the justifications, the excuses, the precautions we are always told to keep up with. It's like, for what? It's like people have resigned, and I think by this time, when I'm saying people, out of the times I'm really referring to men. So it's like they've resigned to the fact that it is an expected reality, or it is an expected outcome, that if you do 1, 2, 3, you're going to be killed. And that is the problem. The problem is people are comfortable with that being a reality, so much so that there's really no empathy, there is really no regard for human life, for women's lives especially. It's honestly scary. Like, I just can't believe it. Which, I mean, like, I can see it happening, but it's just, for me, very, I don't know what is in people to think that murder could be okay for any reason whatsoever. As in, it's beyond words. It really is beyond words. It is beyond words, that the questions of, okay, why did you even go meet this person? Why blah blah blah? Why were you even out at night? It's like, so people are already aware that they've created this environment that is unsafe for women in all these aspects, and so they're okay just moving on with life like normal. Literally, I really hope and pray and wish that I get to experience days where literally it's actually safe for women to literally exist, literally just exist, like not even doing anything outrageous, like literally just staying alive as a woman is just becoming more and more like imagine being grateful that you're not just killed because you just exist, as in that's what we've become. And yeah, so that has really been on my mind a lot. I think for me, even people I know in my circle who are men, like, of course I don't see them being vocal about anything regarding to protecting women, or literally just calling out men on what atrocities are being done against us. And I wouldn't say it's a surprise. I think for some of them, they even think they're really good people. And it's like, if you're silent about injustice, you're literally enabling it. So maybe you're not as good as you think you are. So that is very concerning. And the constant categorization of even women. So for instance, it's like, oh, if someone isn't as conservative and whatever those things mean, it is kind of not a surprise if the person perhaps is killed or something of the sort. And then it's in situations where maybe someone who was conservative and all these things, it's like, oh, that was maybe just an unfortunate circumstance. It's a constant cycle of victim blaming all around when it comes to murder, when it comes to assault. Literally nothing is ever men's fault. Can you imagine? As in, imagine existing in such a space and having to interact daily with men. I was seeing someone saying that, each and every time you walk in town, you perhaps got cold, like so many things. The conductor is just trying to grab you very inappropriately, and you literally, if you react in the slightest, it's such a huge deal. And literally it's like you're the one on the wrong. Like, can't you just keep quiet about it? And we were like, there's literally reason for women to be angry, first of all. And imagine if we all just retaliated by killing all these men who do these things. Like, as in, would a man be left standing on this earth? The answer is no. The answer is actually no, like simple and plainly. So that has just really been something that has been on my mind, will be on my mind for, I guess, every single day of my life. Each and every time I'm, entering an Uber, just literally anytime I'm doing anything. Literally, even just, I can't even fathom, doing a morning walk or an evening walk. Like, I'm just so scared of literally anything. You can't even, as in, it's really, really unfortunate. Like, even things like just refusing to hand out your number can actually even get you killed. Like, can you imagine? It's really, really insane and crazy. I even remember there's this one time I had this incident. This was around 2021. I'd gone to the coast, and I think that time, Mama Ngina Drive, I think, had been revamped or something. So I just wanted to go check it out. And then also, I usually like buying, the kachiri, those two snacks, like from around that area. So, at that point, I don't think it had been reopened. So I think, there was just an officer standing out there or something. So, of course, when I was standing to go back, he just called me, and then he was just like, oh, like, where were you heading? And I was just telling him, oh, I was trying to go there, but I see it's not open. Then he's like very insisting, like, what would make you think it's open? Then I was just like, oh, I've seen online, all these things. So by that time, of course, I'm just feeling very scared. And I remember I think around that time there are also stories even about just police officers, a police officer has killed his lover, shot her or something. So at this point I'm like, this is a person who has authority. We know cases of police brutality in this country. You just really don't know. And he is armed at that point. So literally it's like you're at the mercy of this man. You have to be very friendly, speak a certain way, just maintain a pleasant expression on your face. So at some point this man asks me for my number, and you're a girl, but then you can't say no. And so I give him my number, but then I give the Airtel number. And the thing is, people do, it was also like a contrast being given that nowadays you don't just give your number and walk. Nowadays someone wants to even confirm you've actually given him your number. Yeah, so I give him this Airtel number. I think he calls it goes on or something, and then he says, why did you give me your Airtel number? Like every Kenyan has a Safaricom line. I want your Safaricom number. Like, can you imagine? So of course at that point I think just tried to laugh it off and just be like, I really don't have Safaricom. Like I just ended up not giving it out. But you can imagine the entitlement, and it's like at the slightest point of a man feeling rejected or just cannot receive a no or something, literally they could be so mad and apparently kill you. Yeah, so it's honestly a very scary place, very, very, very scary place to be at. I don't know. So that is something that is very, very present, very, very present in my mind at this juncture. And of course for me it just opens up so much that I see in spaces that these things should not be seen, in spaces that could never even just condemn something. Literally could not even, as in it's really sad. It's like, okay, you're this religious institution, but you can't even be clear on what you stand for. You can't even be clear on what is right or wrong. Like literally it's like you're just going about like nothing is happening. And if anything, all these men in society who are having these notions are the same people we have in our churches. So it's like, yeah, it beats logic to expect anything different, I guess. So yeah, I don't know if you're a woman, I'm watching this, how you currently feeling. Like, yeah, like every day, honestly, anything you go online, there's just going to be something that will break your heart, that will trigger you, that will just, it's like showing you like, it's more of like, am I next at this point? It's just like looking like, oh, it's just a matter of time before it's me. And yeah, that absolutely sucks. So that has been something that has been on my mind a lot. Something else that has been on my mind has to do with, I guess, new beginnings, if I may call it that. Or not even new beginnings, I think just trying again. Like that message of trying again. And I think just trying to discern when should you try something again. Like, okay, give this one more chance, let it go. Perhaps sometime in 2022 I really felt like I understood more of like, this is a time to go, and I just felt like that was like very clear to me. I literally had no doubt in making a decision to let go of something. But then now it's like the flip side of don't let go. Yeah, like that is just becoming a very, okay, I don't know if I'd call it a difficult lesson to learn, but it's definitely a learning curve, and I'm just trying to, I guess, pursue discernment when it comes to that. And I think for me, even just right now, I'm like, you know what, if I give myself the permission to always know I could go back to something if I let go of it now, I think that does make things a bit easier, because sometimes I think being caught up in the finality of decisions is a problem. And it's like, maybe for now, this is what is best for me, so I will let go of it right now. And perhaps later on I will revert and circle back or something of that nature. I think when it comes to personal relationships, that might be a bit hard. Maybe like, okay, it's possible, but I think it's a bit more difficult. Like, for instance, if you're going distant with a friend and you're like, okay, maybe this is just not working for us right now, let's just stop and maybe we circle back. I think in most cases that never happens. So anyway, that's just been something on my mind. It's like, should you keep trying on this certain thing, or just be in the moment, be present in what you're currently doing, and just give your best right now? And if something else comes up, it will just come up in the most natural way possible, like with a lot of ease. So yeah, that has been one of the things in my mind. Then another one is to do with friendships, I'd say, and especially group friendships. I don't know, like, do you feel it's necessary to maintain individual friendships with people in a group setting? I think it can be lovely, but honestly, I think I'm just realizing, for me, it cannot be possible. And especially as someone maybe who finds herself in various friend groups. Yeah, I don't like group work, but I think in these group friendships, that might just have to be like a very present reality, because literally I don't think it's possible. Or at least, maybe if you're looking for something in depth, I think it's very possible to have it surface level, very light, very, no expectations kind of situation. But I think it's just accepting, by the way, in a friend group, you might not necessarily be friends with each and every person, or like your friendship with each and every person cannot hold the same weight. And it's definitely okay. Like, honestly, it's fine. And I think just accepting that makes it a bit more easier to even give yourself time for things. Because imagine if each and every time you had free time, you are just scheduling like meetups with friends. Like, where are you, having time to even check in with yourself to see if you're okay, to even rekindle things that you like, So yeah, that is something I think I am now. We have made peace with it. Now we are moving on with that kind of, I guess, resolve, for lack of a better word. Another thing, the month is over. I don't know if people have felt like the month has been long. Personally, I just feel like the month has been okay, maybe to some extent long, but not in a way that I feel like I want to complain about it. I'm very happy it's over. I think I'm just in that space where sometimes I just want things to go by fast. So like, thank you, next, let's proceed, here and there. So yeah, I'm actually happy for Feb. Of course, we have started hearing the Valentines is Coming songs, but for obvious reasons, I don't think a lot of us are excited about Valentines. And I think even just recently, because of this march that was organized, and Parliament isn't currently in session until I think the 13th, there might potentially be another march or something. So maybe that is gonna be my Valentine. We're gonna be having a Dark Valentine, because we are still mourning the people we have lost, and just the fact that our reality is so dark, honestly. So that might be my Valentine's plan, if I do say so, for real. Yeah. Other than that, I'm just also just realizing, by the way, like, for me, it does I may not always be very expressive with things, and by that I mean like outwardly show it to people, but sometimes I feel like internally, oh, sometimes I really struggle with things. In this specific context, I mean, let's say, would I call it just romantic interest and things along those lines? So I feel like as a reasonable person, sometimes you can just tell whether this is heading nowhere, or just the vibes are off, or just, you know, even if you try to communicate, see clarity, it's just like really not forthcoming, and it's like the writing is on the wall type of situation. And I think for me, yes, in my mind, that sometimes is something that I'm aware of, but then it's like the heart needs a bit of time to catch up with the brain, yeah. So I'm currently in that kind of space. And you see the thing with me, by the way, I'm very, some things I just do not let's say subscribe to, or like for me, I literally cannot just die inside, all in the name of, yeah, he will text you and he texts you, like, you know, don't do this, don't do that. Like me, but yeah, I'm just very, I think I can't be direct at times, or just be like, come on, this is happening. But then maybe sometimes I'm also not as direct, and I feel like now I'm in that space where, you know, when you're triple texting, and like what is more than triple texting called, you know, whatever it is, and you know clearly someone doesn't get back to you, or they get back to you once in a while, or those things. So I'm experiencing that at the moment, and you know the thing is, for me, I keep doing it because each and every time I do it, I give myself the ick, and it's just usually like literally a matter of time, and then I'll just be like, yo, enough is enough, you know. So literally that is the space I'm in. I think it's funny, but honestly sometimes I really think it works for me, because me, by the like, someone can give you the ick, yes, but I don't think it compares to when you give yourself the ick, at least for me. So yeah, currently giving myself the ick, and yeah, hopefully that is now a matter of the past, or rather in a short while it will be. Yeah, so that's literally, I guess, what's been on my mind of late. No, I still think of possibilities of this year. I think each and every time I'm really trying to catch myself whenever I want to start thinking negative. I'm like, girl, you better just pick yourself up and just literally imagine best case scenario. Like, just kill the worst case scenarios. Like, just quit dwelling on those all the time. Like, if you're anxious, if you're scared, like, why is it always just anxious, literally like crippling feeling? Is like, maybe be anxious excited, you know, like something like, oh my god, I'm looking forward to this so much, and you know, that type of anxiety, if I can even call it that, but not always this debilitating, like yeah, something is just gonna go wrong and all these things. Because honestly, I don't think I want to keep storing that within my body, within my mind, because I just feel like it will obviously seep into so many other aspects of my life in just a short while. So yeah, that's something I'm now actively really trying to work against. And even as this week is starting, I'm just positive vibes, you know, being very expectant and hopeful of positive things that are coming my way. You know, like, let's say you've applied for something, and then it's like, okay, what if I'm not chosen in any? But then it's like, I could easily be chosen for this. Why not me? Like, so why not I? Like, why shouldn't I prepare for this? Like literally, let me even just put some skin in the game and just believe in myself. Yeah. So that is the end, I guess, because I feel like I could ramble forever, because each and every second I just feel like, oh, something pops in my mind. Yeah, so that's it. Let me know currently what thoughts and reflections are you having about life, about the year, about just, I don't know, anything that's happening in society. and I will catch you in the next video. I am trying to upload twice a month. For me, that is the most reasonable schedule. I'm sure Feb we're gonna have a vlog, so that is pretty exciting. And yeah, catch up with the rest of my videos. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Like this video so that so many people get to see it as well, and just share this video with your circle, with your friends, and also just tell them to subscribe, please. Okay, bye bye.